I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
A single, half-muttered phrase has set the WNBA ablaze. Brittney Griner, league icon and Olympic gold medalist, walks past the bench after fouling out against Indiana. Her lips form three quick words. One camp insists she whispered, "Trash bleep white girl." Another swears it was trash bleep whack call. In the vacuum of certainty, social media court is in session, and the verdict, whatever it becomes, could redefine how the league polices race, rivalry, and respect. The clip is only 4 seconds long. Griner tugs her warm-up top, mouth moves, cameras cut. Viral accounts freeze frame the video, popping in subtitles that read, "Trash bleep white girl."
He said Brittney Griner, who Biden traded for the merchant of death, called Kayla Clark the white female referee trash effing white girls after getting fouled out. So that was Bobby Borak. He stated that on Twitter today, I believe. Watch this. So this is the call here, guys.
So the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier.
Outkick, the first major outlet to push that framing, notes that even after a week, the WNBA hasn't so much as acknowledged the tape. Yet a parallel narrative carried by mainstream dailies argues Griner actually growls whack call, venting at the officials, not Caitlin Clark. Same footage, opposite translations, and no on-camera audio to settle the score.
To be honest with you folks, the WNBA already set a precedent. It doesn't matter what Brittney Griner said. It doesn't matter what Brittney Griner said, because they've already shown us they don't need evidence, they don't need substance, they don't need any type of proof at all to launch a bogus investigation into Indiana Fever fans, so they shouldn't need any substance, any basis, any evidence to launch an investigation into any other fan, any other player, any other group. The WNBA set.
Context is everything here. Griner's foul wasn't on Clark, but on forward Natasha Howard, so an expletive toward referees seems plausible. Sports writer Jamili Hill backs that reading, calling the lip-reading misinformation. Still, skeptics counter that Griner glances in Clark's direction as she mouths the phrase, circumstantial, but enough to keep #TrashWhiteGirl trending for days. The league, fresh off a no place for hate campaign that trumpets zero tolerance for slurs, suddenly looks selective. Fans remember the rapid investigation into unsubstantiated claims that Fever fans hurled racist taunts at Angel Reese. They're asking why a player's alleged slur isn't meeting the same urgency. In talk show land, the story morphed into a culture war cautionary tale. If a white rookie whispered "trash black girl," pundits argue, suspension would be instant. The governor of Indiana went on record demanding equal treatment and a formal review. The question isn't simply did she say it, it's would any other phrasing draw identical consequences. League discipline must feel even-handed, or every close call becomes a referendum on identity. Right now, perception is tilting toward imbalance, and perception in sports often becomes reality faster than the next news cycle.
Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. She says WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're there for their entertainment. You are! The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some...
Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie. She's the Nielsen anchor dragging WNBA broadcasts to record highs. Iowa's collegiate icon now sells out road arenas, lifts local ratings triples, and trucks pallets of number 22 jerseys from Indiana to Idaho. When you add that kind of economic thunder to a league still fighting for primetime footing, every bump Clark absorbs takes on outsized symbolism. Clark, for her part, rarely bites back. No retaliatory elbows, no podium rants. She calls fouls part of the game and keeps shooting from the logo. That stoicism is endearing to new fans even as it invites older pros to test her resolve with extra physical defense. Whether those hits are rookie hazing, jealousy, or something uglier depends on who's narrating. But the camera catches every collision, and highlight reels don't come with footnotes.
Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about. Especially something like this. Fans in every sport. She described the fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. That's how fans act in every arena.
Let's address the elephant in the paint. Race amplifies this storyline because Clark is white in a league where roughly 80% of players are women of color. That demographic tilt has never been an issue until Clark's stardom rewired the spotlight. Some veterans resent the whirlwind attention, others celebrate the bigger checks it could bring. Social media, however, reduces that nuance to team jerseys of jealous OGs versus precious rookie, fueling endless quote-tweet skirmishes.
The noise that's coming.
I don't appreciate the new fans that sit there and yell racial slurs at myself, my teammates, and the people that I play against. Because yeah, those might be opponents, but those are friends too. You know, they don't deserve that. So I don't appreciate the new fans that think it's okay to do that.
If Griner said white girl in anger, that fuels claims of reverse racism. If she didn't, the rush to assume she did reveals its own bias. The only healthy path forward is a transparent review that pins fact down before outrage ossifies into truth. No one wins if the WNBA stays silent. A short statement, "We're reviewing enhanced audio with an independent lab, results in X days," would deflate speculation. Instead, the vacuum grows. Each day of hush invites fringe, TikTok lip readers to rack up views and sponsors to quietly reassess ad buys. The league's credibility, not just Griner's, is on the line. If Clark's unprecedented draw is lesson 1 in market growth, handling controversy with consistency must be lesson 2. Unfortunately, the discourse hasn't stopped at one alleged slur. Old conspiracy theories that Brittney Griner is secretly a man surged back into viral rotation, boosted by screenshots of a 2023 topless Instagram story that slipped past Meta's algorithmic nudity filters.
He was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute as nudity. Now, some people may speculate, okay, well, is Brittney trans?
Fact checkers have debunked this claim repeatedly. PolitiFact labeled it "pants on fire" back in 2022, noting Griner's own childhood photos and ESPN interviews about bullying over her appearance. The persistence of the rumor says less about Griner's gender and more about how quickly online outrage mutates into personal attacks, especially against tall, muscular black women who don't fit narrow stereotypes of femininity. As the Associated Press reported in a 2024 deep dive, accusations that black female athletes are too masculine trace back decades and often blend racism, misogyny, and transphobia. Whatever verdict the league reaches on a possible courtside slur, responsible coverage must slam the door on demonstrably false claims about any athlete's biological identity. Beyond words, there's the physical question. Is Clark being targeted on the court? Coaches reviewing film see elbows and hip checks delivered with playoff intensity in May. Yet basketball has always walked a fine line between hard play and cheap shots. The WNBA introduced its landing space points of emphasis for jump shooters this year, in part because Clark's rainbow threes leave her airborne and exposed.
Caitlin Clark got roughed up repeatedly by defenders throughout her rookie year last year. It was attempted bullying, trying to break her spirit, intimidate her, put her in her place, get even with her for all the attention she was getting.
Enforcing those rules strictly, whoever the shooter, would lower the temperature fast. What it can't do is erase the narrative that Clark is persona non grata among peers. Only players themselves, through post-game comments and on-court sportsmanship, can puncture that storyline. Every league drama now plays out in 4K on a split screen. Broadcast on one side, vertical video proof on the other. Legacy outlets urge caution. Engagement-driven channels reward certainty. When Outkick writes, "There is virtually no chance she said anything but white girl," the claim travels farther than the follow-up, acknowledging no audio exists. Conversely, when Hill dismisses the allegation outright, partisan audiences dig in deeper. Spectators choose a clip that confirms their priors, hit retweet, and the algorithm serves 3 more. The resulting echo chambers not only polarize fans but pressure the league office to pick a side before evidence is conclusive. A fair investigation would include 1. Syncing all broadcast and arena feed angles to study lip movement. 2. Capturing raw mic tracks from courtside parabolics. Even a muffled consonant can clarify. 3rd, interviewing Griner, Clark, and the nearest officials under a uniform code of conduct. 4. Publishing a timeline and findings in plain language. No corporate fog. If the words were whack call, say so and close the file. If they were white girl, issue the standard fine or suspension that any racially charged insult draws under league bylaws. In both outcomes, transparency diffuses whataboutisms. The WNBA's growth curve is steep. Media rights negotiations loom, viewership is up triple digits, and next year's expansion teams already eye arenas. Clark's rookie phenomenon accelerates that trajectory, but only if new fans sense fairness. Casual viewers who tuned in for deep logo threes won't linger in a league they perceive as allowing double standards. Likewise, veteran players deserve assurance that rules protect them from cheap shot cynicism, accusing them of racism without proof. Handle this moment right, and the WNBA demonstrates maturity worthy of bigger checks. Handle it poorly, and the league risks shrinking back into niche noise. So where does that leave us? If you love the sport, the ask is simple. Demand evidence, not rumors. Consistency, not favoritism. Celebrate Clark's brilliance without demonizing her peers. Hold Griner, and any athlete, accountable for verifiable words, not viral subtitles. Most of all, insist that the league practice the transparency it preaches, because women's basketball is finally getting the spotlight it earned. And the worst thing we could do is let unverified whispers dim that light. If you agree, tell the WNBA you expect the same standard, whether the slur is whispered at Clark, Reese, or anyone else. That's how the game grows. By proving on and off the court that respect isn't situational. It's the baseline.